You gonna talk about the YouTube controversy? Is it the whole pick a side thing? I said this about the last thing he did. I think that's the absolute worst way of going about anything ever. It's exactly what that Matt guy did with the what was it? YouTube Wake Up, I think it was, where he paints the platform as a safe haven for pedophiles. That doesn't affect anyone except the creators on there. He's been fucked by YouTube a lot. Mamamax as a creator has, but his way of going about it is like burn the whole thing down for everybody.
Welcome back, guys, to a brand new video. It's the realest guy in the room here, and MoistCritikal just dropped an absolute banger of a video, positively, absolutely kneeling on Mamamax and their weird cult, the people that just like to throw out pedo allegations, apparently. Oh, but they're doing it for the greater good, guys.
In order to put pressure on YouTube, his solution was to get a viral Twitter trend going. And the Twitter hashtag he chose was pick a side YouTube, and the two sides that YouTube has to pick from are either children or pedophiles. Whose side are you on? Good versus evil. The pretty wild ultimatum here. And you thought you had it rough when you had to decide between cereal or coffee for breakfast. Imagine YouTube's situation here. Do you choose the children or the pedophiles? And then he tags a lot of creators, hoping that they would talk about it and get traction there. At the end of his video, he also calls people out to talk about it. And I completely disagreed with this approach.
The greater good. See, let me tell you something. Mamamax fans, definitely the worst types of people I've ever seen. They're disgusting human beings who really remind me of people like ACAB and the Tifa. Because to be honest, guys, when they don't get their way, you know, when they cry and bitch and moan and they don't get their way with illogical, fucked up, disingenuous methods, they go ahead and as you can see here, they spammed gore into a server of a smaller channel, all for having a differing opinion. You know, they'll go ahead and they'll call you pedophiles for no reason at all. They won't even listen because they don't have the brain capacity to understand logic. But, you know, I can't fault them all. It's just that I just don't have the patience to deal with them, you know, the sheep-like mentality. So I appreciate everybody that supported my previous video and know that the truth, you know, it may be hard to swallow, it may be difficult, but you know what? Sometimes you need to, it builds character and it makes you stronger, you know? A lie will cover you and it'll make you feel nice and fuzzy, but ultimately you won't amount to anything but being a sheep, which is exactly what the majority of Mamamax's fan base is. They're all sheep, they're pathetic, and they're disgusting human beings.
Mentioned it on stream, and since then, I've been labeled a pedophile defender by some people on Twitter, or a YouTube shill by others. Which I couldn't fucking believe. I never thought there'd be a day where anyone in the goddamn world would think I stood up for pedophiles when I have an entire podcast of 270-something episodes, almost all of them dedicated to shitting on pedophiles. But anyway, I guess because I disagreed with this silly hashtag, all of a sudden I got out Captain America's shield and I'm putting the pedophiles behind me. Get behind me, boys. I got us covered. I'll take the hits.
To be frank, guys. Now, thank God there was a light at the end of the tunnel when this brave individual known as MoistCritikal, Charlie, whatever you'd like to call him. Now, I've had my criticisms of Charlie in the past, somewhat immature, I'd say, but you know what? I pulled it back because I saw the light, ladies and gentlemen. We're all allowed to evolve and get better as human beings. Don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. And so, in this video here, I have to say, and keep in mind, I have no bias whatsoever. You know, I wasn't a prime supporter of Charlie. Everything, I call it down the middle. And I gotta say, they made a banger of a video.
But let me explain. I think the pick a side, children or pedophiles, is extremely goofy and distorts the actual message of his video. The message of his video is very much YouTube censors dark content. They unfairly treat people who investigate serious things. And as a direct result of this censorship, it leads to more kids being harmed, more victims, and these disgusting, evil, fucking stinky, yucky groups existing in the shadows because the content that has called them out and brought it to light has been taken down. And I thought Mamamax did a great job in his video until the end, where he turned it into a you're either with us or with the pedophiles type thing. Even though the message of his video isn't YouTube is protecting pedophiles, he's not saying YouTube is a sanctuary for pedophiles in his video, but his hashtag implies that. And I think it's counterproductive and doesn't really accomplish anything at all.
And they absolutely smacked the ever-living fuck out of Mamamax and their pathetic fans that are disingenuous. And I'm talking about the core fans that are disingenuous, pathetic, dishonest human beings, piles of trash that go ahead and they call others pedophiles when they don't agree with them. You guys are horrible human beings, to be honest. Disgusting, disingenuous, dishonest, and your, ACAB Tifa methods won't work. They won't silence those. And Charlie has shown that. He kneeled on all of you. He destroyed your whole narrative.
It's a message, his video, I think almost everyone would agree with the message. But the hashtag, I feel like most people would find that silly and just write it off right away. Because it doesn't actually highlight the problem. It's just like this out of nowhere, hey YouTube, do you like kids or do you like pedophiles? The people that fuck those kids, huh? Do you like them? Or do you like the kids? It doesn't do anything. There's no even like outrage that it generates. It's just like, what the fuck is this? Because if you watch the video, you have the entire situation laid out with the unfair treatment and censorship of content creators that are covering serious topics. And then you get to the end and it goes like full fucking V for Vendetta. Tonight there will be a shitstorm. I'm going to make YouTube choose the ultimate sacrifice. Where will they stand?
You're saying that he will not be taken down. He will not have this loaded question or this loaded statement drawn at him. He will take a stand. Mamamax did what Mamamax does. They started to bitch and complain and moan like they always do, like, a spoiled individual. Oh, I'm not getting my way. I'm gonna cry on social media. And then they leak DMs. It's quite disgusting behavior. I don't know how you can trust this individual at all. They leak DMs with MoistCritikal, apparently. Unless Critical showed this in his video, I'm not sure if he did. Remind me, guys. Remind me if he did.
With the kids or with those pedophiles, eh? I like Mamamax, and I really like the majority of the video until it gets to the end, because that completely changes the perception of the issue. I imagine most people who don't know the situation and don't know Mamamax will see this and just be like, what the fuck is going on here? And assume it's like another one of those wake up YouTube situations, if you guys remember that from like a year or two ago. I forgot the dude's name. I think his name was like Matt something. Matt Wabblemaster, Matt Wumbo, whatever. I don't remember his name. But he started that whole wake up YouTube where he exposed that YouTube was enabling pedophiles and even recommending pedophile content to other pedophiles or whatever the fuck was going on then. And it started that whole adpocalypse. Most people remember that situation. And then they'll see this kind of trend going on. And they'll just assume it's kind of the same thing and write it off immediately.
Fucked up mindset do you have to enter this weird propaganda, right? I mean, pedo bad. I think that's everything we agree with.
Because when you see this Twitter hashtag and you see all the people talking about it, it paints YouTube as this sanctuary for pedophiles like Jeffrey Epstein's island. It makes it seem like YouTube's protected pedophiles for long enough. Now it's time they choose the kids for once. When that's not the argument he's making. His argument is because YouTube keeps censoring the content where we're calling these kind of people out, it puts the kids in jeopardy. So the issue is more the YouTube censorship, taking down content that focuses on dark things. And that is the problem. Not that YouTube is choosing to cater to pedophiles or anything like that. So the message gets totally distorted and it just creates a hostile environment where people fight each other.
Now I'm gonna take a stand against all the con artists out here, all the fakes. I'm gonna call it out. I know I'm gonna get hate. I know I'll get backlash because the truth always gets backlash, ladies and gentlemen. But if you join me, I promise you I will never lead you astray. And we'll only stand up against these disingenuous, disgusting, dishonest con artist fucking human beings.
Even though everyone's on the same side, it just causes all of this infighting. Because when people point this out that like, hey, this isn't the most effective Twitter trend to get the message across, they're immediately labeled pro-pedophilia. I've seen it non-stop. from anyone that dares question the efficiency of this Twitter hashtag. They immediately get dogpiled by others, accusing them of defending pedophiles or picking YouTube's side, like, oh, so you've chosen where your allegiances lie now, and it's with those pedophiles, huh? Like, it's kind of disgusting, actually, to try and make like a war out of it when everyone in that battle is kind of on the same side. Everyone agrees with the message of the Mamamax video, but disagrees that it needs to be painted as a kids versus pedophiles issue, because that doesn't actually encapsulate the problem. So that's all I was saying, is that I think that was the worst possible approach to getting the issue highlighted for people that aren't already in the know about the situation. Because again, that pick a side, children or pedophiles thing, I just didn't think that was the right play. If you wanted something that would actually like highlight what was going on, it should have been more focused on the core problem of YouTube censorship, especially when it could directly harm kids if you wanted to focus on that angle. YouTube censorship can harm kids by allowing these kind of fucking bad assholes out there, these dangerous people, to keep hurting them or doing awful shit. That's what I was saying. The hashtag does nothing to aid in solving the problem or even highlighting to the problem to people that don't already know about it. All it did was split people who were already on the same side and had them fighting amongst themselves for no reason.
Charlie pretty much kneeled on them. There's nothing else that needs to be done. You know, the Mamamax fans will continue to be horrible human beings. You know, they'll be blinded to the truth, right? And maybe there are some that will come around and understand that what they're doing is fucked up. You know, but who cares? Maybe the other ones will just go ahead and continue to post gore on servers and prove how great and just they are. Oh, horrendous human beings. You guys are definitely the worst fan base I've seen thus far. But that's all I got for this video, guys. Appreciate the support. See you all in the next one. Have a good one.
And getting labeled terrible shit just because they thought the hashtag was ineffective at getting the problem out there. So I just don't think it accomplished anything. I really do think it was counterproductive. There would have been a better hashtag to use if that was the direction he thought was best, which was Twitter traction. And I agree that's usually a very good course of action since Team YouTube is very active on Twitter. But there should have been a better hashtag that actually highlighted the problem that YouTube could have potentially addressed and brought forward. Like, look, we can see there's an issue going on here, but they're not going to do that with pick a side, children or pedophiles, because they don't know what the issue is if they're just looking at that hashtag. They don't know what's going on. It doesn't do anything besides just confuse people and make people angry at each other, thinking that one side's defending pedophiles and the other's whatever. Again, that's the point I was making. That's about it. See ya.